a small, sunny town where everyone knew each other's names, there was a little shop that stood on the corner of Maple and Pine. This wasn't just any shop. It was known for its mysterious owner, Mr. Gray, who had a reputation for selling the most extraordinary things, from toys that could move on their own to books that whispered secrets when opened. Mr. Gray's shop was the heart of many town tales. One sunny morning, a young boy named Tim stumbled upon Mr. Gray's shop. Tim was known for his insatiable curiosity and his knack for finding trouble. As he pushed the door open, a bell chimed, echoing through the cluttered space, filled with items from floor to ceiling. "Ah, welcome." Mr. Gray emerged from behind a pile of ancient books, his eyes twinkling. "What brings you to my humble shop?" Tim, wide-eyed, responded. "I've heard you have the most amazing things. I don't have any money, but I was hoping." Mr. Gray raised a hand, stopping him mid-sentence. "Ah, but nothing in this shop is free, young man. Everything comes with its price." Tim's face fell. He had hoped for a different answer, but something in Mr. Gray's eyes told him not to give up. "Is there anything I can do? Any task, perhaps, in exchange for something?" Mr. Gray stroked his beard, considering the boy. "There is one thing, but it requires honesty, courage, and a kind heart. Do you possess these qualities?" Tim nodded eagerly. "Yes, sir, I do." "Very well," Mr. Gray said, moving to a dusty shelf to retrieve a small, plain-looking box. "I need you to deliver this box to Mrs. Lacey, the widow who lives at the edge of town. But remember, you must not open it. Deliver it, and then return to me." Tim accepted the challenge with a nod, clutching the box as if it were made of gold. The journey to Mrs. Lacey's was longer than he expected, and the temptation to peek inside the box grew with every step. But remembering his promise to Mr. Gray, he resisted. Upon reaching Mrs. Lacey's house, Tim was greeted by the sight of a frail, kind-looking woman. He handed her the box, and her eyes filled with tears as she opened it to reveal a simple locket containing a picture of her late husband. This was his," she whispered, touching the locket gently. "I thought I lost it forever." "Thank you, young man. How can I ever repay you?" Tim shook his head. "There's no need, ma'am. I'm just glad I could help." When Tim returned to Mr. Gray's shop, the old man was waiting for him, a small smile playing on his lips. "I see you have completed your task. And more importantly, you've learned an invaluable lesson," Mr. Gray said, his eyes gleaming. "What lesson is that, sir?" Tim asked, curious. "That nothing in life is truly free. Everything has a price, whether it's hard work, honesty, or kindness. You've shown all three today, and for that, I believe you've earned your reward." Mr. Gray handed Tim a small, intricately carved wooden box. "Go on, open it." Tim, with trembling hands, opened the box to find a miniature version of Mr. Gray's shop, complete with tiny moving toys and whispering books. His eyes lit up with wonder as he looked up to thank Mr. Gray. But the old man was nowhere to be seen. As Tim stepped outside, clutching his new treasure, he realized that the shop and Mr. Gray had vanished as if they were never there. But the lessons he learned that day about the value of honesty, courage, and kindness would stay with him forever. And so, in a small, sunny town where everyone knew each other's names, Tim grew up to be a man who believed deeply in the value of giving, understanding that indeed, nothing is free, but everything worth having is worth the price we pay for it.